Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Olamide Messi. To my returning subscribers, you are welcome. Thank you for always coming back. And if you are new here, you're welcome. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notifications so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. In today's video, we're going to continue the series titled Joining After Admission. And this video is going to focus on how to fill the DS-160 form. So now that you have your long-awaited offer letter, admission letter, you've gotten your I-20 form, and you've paid your service fee, the next thing you want to do is to fill your DS-160 form. The DS-160 form is a vital, like an important part of the visa application process. So it is important for you to fill this accurately, efficiently, and thoroughly to ensure a smooth process. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process from start to finish. So watch this video to the end and don't forget to like this video. If you have any questions, drop your questions in the comment section. Yes, so let's get started.
So this is the official website to fill the DS-160 form. Like I said earlier, the first step in applying for a US non-immigrant visa is to complete your DS-160 form. Even though it takes approximately 90 minutes to do this, I advise you to take your time. Do this correctly and carefully. Before you submit, make sure somebody else go through your DS-160 form before you submit. I also want you to take note of the fact that you have to write down your application ID. You will see that in the next page. So immediately you move to the next page, write down your application ID or take a photo because you will need this application ID to access your application again. Another thing to take note of is that you have to save your application frequently. The system will time out after a few minutes of inactivity, so save your application frequently. Now get your I-20 ready and your resume as we start this form. I'll be walking you through the process of how to fill the DS-160 form. Select the location where you'll be applying for this visa. You have done your research by now because some country have more than one location for the US embassy. So for the case of this video, I'll be using Nigeria. In Nigeria, we have two locations. We have one US embassy in Lagos and the other in Abuja. So I'm just going to click on one, Lagos. And for this part, if you can't see the number, you can always refresh to see the number carefully. I'm starting an application. Read this information and when you're done, click on I agree. Now you can see the application ID. I will just take a photo of that or write it somewhere. Then read this information. You have to note that submitting your DS-160 is just the first step. You still have to schedule a visa interview and complete your DS-160 in a timely manner. You don't have to rush though, but it's a good thing for you to know that applications which have not been updated for 60 days will be removed from the system and you have to start a new application. So let's go straight into the security question. You need the security question when you want to log in again together with your application ID. So what security question are you choosing for this? I'm going to put this. Okay. The surname. This is the first part, the personal information, and ensure that this information matches the information that you have on your passport. I would not be filling in the correct, just make sure you fill this form according to your own personal details. The given names, you put in your given names as it appears on your passport. The full name in native alphabet, if that applies to you. Have you ever used other names? If yes, if no, click on no. You go through this information. If it's no for you, click on no. If it is yes, click on yes. The fact that I'm clicking on no does not mean it will be no for you. Then for the gender, click on female. If you're a male, click on male. Marital status, what works for you, your place of birth, your date of birth. the year, the city you were been born, what the state, and your country. You save this information, then you can continue the information, your application. Then your country of origin. Do you have any other nationality than the one you've indicated? So, are you a permanent resident of a country other than your country indicated above? Your national identification number, you can put that if it applies. If you don't have, click on does not apply. Then we save, we continue our application, move to the next thing. So your purpose, travel information, your purpose of your US, the purpose of your trip to the US for a graduate student, or if you're a student, you belong to the F1 visa type. If you are the spouse or a child of an F1, then you click on F2. Have you made specific travel plans? Click on no. So your intended date of arrival, you can choose dates that's like a month to your between a month to your start earliest resumption date. Okay, your resumption date. So for instance, let's say you are resuming August 11. Now click 11 May July. So you can pick any date in between that, like in between a month to your resumption date. Resumption. So now the intended date of stay in the US. Look at your I-20. How many years do you have on that? If you're going for masters, click on 2 years. Address where you'll be staying in the US. Even though you have a relative in the US, do not put in your relative address. Put in your school address, like the graduate housing or probably your residence or of the school you'll be attending. Okay. So for this, I'm just gonna put that. The state and the zip code. Then person paying for your tip. If you are the one paying for your tip, you are sponsoring yourself, put in that. If you are probably somebody else will be sponsoring you, your parent, your uncle, your relative, click on other person. If it's your present employer, anyone that works for you. And if you're a graduate, you have an assistantship or a scholarship, you can put employer in the US. So are there other persons traveling with you? You can click on anything that works for you. Next, have you ever been in the US? Have you ever been issued a US visa? Ensure you're answering these questions correctly and accurately. Have you ever been refused a US visa? Have anyone ever filed an immigrant petition on your behalf? I'll keep saying this. Make sure you go through this carefully and answer it carefully. Your home address. Put in your home address, the city where you live, in your home country, the zip code, the country. Select is your emailing address the same as your home address, your phone number. Secondary phone number, work phone number. Have you ever used any other phone numbers in the last 5 years? Your email address. Have you ever used any other email address in the last 5 years? You can click on yes. You can input your school address, your school email. I think by now you have your school email set up, so you can put your school email. Okay. Do you have a social media presence? For this section, I would advise you put in your LinkedIn. It's more professional. Put in the name. Then, do you wish to provide information about your presence? Click on yes if you want to. Probably any other social media you want to put in. But for this section, I think your LinkedIn is just fine. The next is the passport information. Your passport type, regular. If anyone that applies to you, click on that, go through that carefully. Your passport travel number. Then the passport book number does not apply. The city where it was issued, the state. If it shows on your passport, put it. If it does not, just ignore. Then the date your passport was issued, the expiration date. I'm just gonna add 2 years or 5 years to that. Then have you ever lost the passport or had one stolen? You save. Don't forget to save your information as you're filling the form. Then the next is your US contact. This section, US point of contact information. You should not use your relative information, even if you have a relative. You can use your DSO or your international program officer details here. Okay, so put in the name of your school. I'm just putting something random. The relationship to your school official. Then their address. Put in their address, the state, the city, the state, zip code if known, their phone number, and their email address. Put in their email address. You save, then you continue your application. So next, your family information, your father's full name and date of birth. Put in your his son name. They are giving names, their date of birth. Is your father in the US? Fill this information correctly. I'm just going to put this for the sake of this video. Same with your mother's full name and their date of birth. If your mother is in the US, click on yes. If no, click on no. Do you have any immediate relatives, not including parents, in the United States? I clicked on no. For you, if you have, click on yes. Do you have any other relative in the United States? I click on no. So your primary occupation, go through this section. Anywhere you fall into, just click on that. I will be clicking on education for the sake of this video. Your present school name, Federal University of A. So the address, West Akure City, just filling in something random. Ondo, the zip code, their phone number, the start date, the monthly income in local currency. You can just put something. Then describe your duties. I assist students with. Please make sure you fill in correct information, because you might be asked what do you do and it has to tally with what you have here. All right, let's go to the next thing. Continue your application. Next, were you previously employed? If you have, so you have to provide the employment information for the last 5 years that you were employed, if applicable, other than the one you have over there. So have you attended any educational institutions at the secondary level or above? So in this place, you should click on yes. You can put in your bachelor's degree information, where you obtain your bachelor's degree. And for undergrad, you can put in your college information. So I'm just putting something. The address, South Akure, on those dates does not apply. You have to put in the correct information. I'm just filling this randomly. The date of attendance, filling the information according to what you have. And next, do you belong to a clan or a tribe? This is the additional work or slash education slash training information. So provide complete and accurate information to all questions that require an explanation. Do you belong to a clan or tribe? Yes, you can put in your clan name, your tribe name. List of language you speak. So speak English, you can add another one. If you speak more, you can still add another one. Have you traveled to any countries within the last 5 years or regions? Please answer it according to what suits you. Have you belonged to these? You can click on yes if it works for you. So just put something like Red Cross. It's a voluntary organization. Do you have any specialized skills? Have you ever served in the military? Have you ever served involved with a paramilitary unit? Then we'll go to the security and the background part 1. It's like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. So go through this information carefully, like be calm, take your time and go through this information. I have gone through it, so I'll be clicking on no. If it is yes, if you answer yes, you should. If it is yes that suits your own personal information, then just click on yes. Have you been arrested before? Have you ever violated or engaged in a conspiracy to violate any law relating to controlled substances? Are you coming to the United States to engage in prostitution or unlawful commercialized vice? Have you ever been involved or do you speak to engage in money laundering? Have you ever committed or conspired to commit a human trafficking offense? Just go through them and click on your answer. Part 3, C, security and background. I'm going to click on no, because I have gone through this information. Take your time to go through this information carefully. The next is to check for, you're still in security and background. Have you ever sought to obtain or assist others to obtain a visa by fraud or no? Have you ever been removed or deported from any country? I don't know. Click on yes or no, whatever works for you. Part 5. Have you ever withheld custody of a US citizen child outside the United States? Have you ever voted in the United States? Have you ever renounced? Then so the next part of this is the student exchange visa. You have your I-20 with you already. So additional point of contact information. At this part, you have to indicate 2 people, at least 2 contacts in your country of residence that can verify the information that you provided, and you cannot list your immediate family members or your relatives. So you can use people that wrote your letter of recommenders, your employers, or people that they can verify this information if they contact them at any point in time. So then the street address. Put in their address, their information, put in their zip code, their phone number, put in those information. I am just clicking does not apply so I can move to the next page to show you what is next. Then same with this, you have to put in information of at least two people. Then for this, I'm just gonna write something. Then the street address, the city, the state, and the zip code. You can please make sure you fill in the correct information, their phone number, their email address. And the next thing is your service information. You can find this information on your I-20, your service ID. It's on your service, it's on your I-20. The name of your school where you'll be attending, your course of study, your address, your school address, then the city, the state, and the zip code. So please fill in the correct information. The last thing is for you to upload your photo, your photograph. Please upload your photo below. Ensure you upload photos that meet the requirements they want. And after that, review your information correctly, review it over and over and again. Take your time to go through your profile. So after you've uploaded your photo, make sure you go through this over and over, review it, give it to somebody else to help you review, and then you can go ahead. If you're satisfied, you feel like everything has been done, all checks have been, like you've completed it well, then you can submit. After submitting, make sure you print this information out so you can have access to them for data reference. I hope this helped. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Okay, guys, I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you go through your DS-160 form. Don't just rush to submit. Carefully review, and you can also give it to somebody to review for you before submitting. If you have any question, drop your questions in the comment section. I'm going to answer them. And don't forget to like this video, turn on your notifications so you'll be notified when I drop the next video on this series. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video.